Oh yeah.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it. Like a lot of people, I'm not ready for it yet. My cards aren't priced. I mean, they're priced, but they're priced from June prices. They're not priced for November 20 or October, November 2020 prices. They're priced from June. And that's like a lifetime ago as far as the hobby goes right now. How far into your pricing are you right now?
I literally took all my cards in the four lane boxes, and I said, okay, I'm not going to price these now. I'll price these later. I'll look at these, and I created another 4 lane and one I'll price now. There's like I can't show you because it's on the camera, but I have 7 4-lane boxes sitting on a desk over there that's ready to go through, and I'm like, it's going to be painful to go through it all.
I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get everything priced, but it pays dividends as far as the virtual goes. I mean,
it worked last time.
Yeah, and not just for the virtual, but for any card show. If I'm like the guys in the audience for the last show. I do not like going to a show, looking in a showcase, and having to ask the price for the card. Like, first of all, you might be busy with another customer. You might, and then you feel like they're going to price it based on who's there asking the price a lot of the time.
Oh, totally. And then sometimes I'll play a funny one, and I'll take a card and I'll put like $3 million on it just to get a chuckle. I've done that a few times where I just put a card in there, and then I see people casually look by, and they're like,
"What's he doing? Is that right? How many zeros is that? How many zeros?" Amish Dave, great to see you, buddy. Been seeing a lot of you lately between your stream and Carlos' stream and my stream. Good to see you, man. Global Sports Card Investor. Good day there, legends from Australia. Oh, wow. I love it. No, you didn't miss anything. This show, this after hour show is very casual. It's much more relaxing than the last show, the main Sports Cards Live. I hit for this show, I hit go live mid conversation with my guests. So we go live mid conversation, and it's like you guys just pop in along with us. It's just the style of this episode. But it's great I spent a year in Australia. I've said it before, but if you hadn't heard, global. I spent a year in Australia from September of 1990 until April of 1991. And when I got there, I was one of the biggest things I missed was cards. So I found one hobby shop, not a sports card shop, but like a comic gaming store in Sydney, Australia back then, that was selling Skybox basketball the first year. I was buying boxes of Skybox basketball in Australia just so I could have that taste of home. I was a little cure my homesickness. I was 18 years old there on the SWAP program, the Students Working Abroad program. I'm sure I went on that like as right out of high school. Hamburger on. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you. I love it. No, you just addressed that. Dave says, guessing a dealer's prices is BS. Price the card if you truly want to sell. Yeah, Dave, it's like somebody said in the last episode, like, don't make me buy and sell your cards. Like, and I love it when someone says, well, make me an offer. I always say to them, listen, I'm not going to negotiate against myself. If you're not willing to put the first price out there, even if it's crazy, I don't care. Put a stupid price on your card. At least put something on it so I can then counter offer you. But don't make me put out the first offer on your card. And for gosh darn sakes, put your prices on the front of your cards. And I mean, I don't remember how you price your cards, front, back, or non, but
mine are on the front.
Yours are on the front. Smart. That's the way you do most deals. And that's what makes the customers or the attendees of the card show the happiest, right? Let's go through. Let's see who we have. We got a good viewership already, guys. Thanks for joining after hours. This is where I get to certainly relax more. And, not that I don't enjoy the first episode. I do. Sports Cards Live is a ton of fun to host, but I just take it I don't want to say take it more seriously, but I guess that's really what I do. I take it more seriously. This is more, I can chill out, interact with the crowd. We have no agenda for the show tonight. I've got one bubbler to open tonight. My only card I received this week in the mail. So I'm going to open this up shortly.
I got some stuff I'll show. Nothing.
But we have no agenda. So we'll play off you guys. Rich is back. Great to see you. Global. I was a little confused. That's hilarious. I don't want to say that's the purpose or that I go out to do that, but I do want this to be casual. So I kind of like it when we hit go live, we're mid conversation. It's usually not that interesting at the beginning, but glad you didn't kind of leave or try and hit rewind. Colin, great to see you again. Sloth 55 at the Expo. Chris, good to see you back. Paul's back. Paul, you have to be back for round 2. You're part of the inspiration for After Hours from the very beginning. Global, the hobby has gone absolutely insane, no doubt. Billy's back. How many of those books behind Ameet has he actually read? Great question.
Mostly my wife's, I think. There's a couple of hockey books there.
So zero. All-time greats. Did you guys catch the ending of tonight's baseball game? Historic. I didn't. I don't even know who won. What happened?
The Rays won, right? The Rays won. Aren't they like the heavy favorite? Or the Dodgers
are heavy favorite.
My favorite, but I'm kind of liking Randy Arozarena right now. He's the rookie that the Cardinals gave up on, and the reason I like him because I went on ComC and bought like 30 or 40 of his low-end rookie cards, and I'm making 17 times profit. So I'm like, go ahead, break some records, buddy.
Right. Legion's here. 3 bros. Good evening, Jeremy. I've enjoyed the show since Newman turned me on to new. Oh, I should mention that. I forgot to mention that just last episode, but Newman is John Newman, who does the Sports Card Nation podcast, which he did. He's dropping episode 100, I think, this coming Friday with a lot of giveaways. So anyone who likes giveaways, check it out. He does it on podcast platform. It's not, I don't think he puts them on YouTube, but he also is one of the hosts of Hobby Hotline, which I'm a part of now too. But I want to mention his episode 99, which just dropped on Friday. So yesterday, I was his guest. So I listened to it today. I never watch my own show, but I never watch Hot Sports Card Live or After Hours back. But I do, when I've been a guest on other people's podcasts, Ameet, I listen to those. So today I listened to Sports Card Nation with myself as the guest. I want to make sure I don't sound like a complete dork on the show or whatever. And I was actually pretty happy with how it turned out. So if you want to learn more about myself, I don't know how, if you don't know enough already, check out Sports Card Nation podcast hosted by the legendary John Newman. He's coming up to episode 100. He's got sponsors. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's we're the same age. We have a lot in common in the hobby. He's a really good guy. So check that out. And I was honored to be his guest for episode 99, which just happened to coincide with being Wayne Gretzky's jersey number. So I thought that was appropriate, being a hockey guy.
And I'm also 99 goals.
And you're 99 goals. So you should have been on his episode 99.
Maybe we should do something special for your 99th episode. Maybe I'll do a cameo.
You know what? You're my second choice for episode 99. I mean,
there you go. Wayne's first. Yes.
Wayne is my first choice. And when I had Sean Chalk on the show way back now, I think he was episode 25 or something. And Sean is like almost like a famous Gretzky collector. I said to him, I go, we'll have you back. Maybe you can get Wayne on because he knows Wayne. He's like, we'll see what we can do. So fingers crossed, but I'm not banking on it. Chris says,
Lemieux for 66.
Lemieux I'm sure Lemieux is just waiting to come on Sports Cards Live.
He's not. Yeah, that would be an interesting one because he wouldn't offer very much.
No, he doesn't sign as much as Wayne either. Chris says, want an offer? $1. Yeah, I know. I've been tempted to say that to people at shows too, but at the same time, you don't want to lowball, right? I'd rather they just put a price on their card, but it's tough to get there. Carlos, gosh darn, we are getting serious now. Carlos, Carlos had a stream. Was it just yesterday, Ameet?
I think like it was Thursday. No, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday with Amish Dave Archer, and they went for like almost 4 hours. More than four.
Yeah.
I was there for the first 45, 50 minutes, and I, had to spend time with my wife and that, but I was there for the first bit, and I enjoyed it as I always do. My man Yam is in the house. Welcome, Yam. Good to see you. Thank you for the Instagram message. I appreciated that. Gosh darn, Billy.
Billy.
Gosh darn, bloody fishers, right? I hear that.
It's like the old school TV shows. They used to say Mickey Ficky instead of the other one.
What?
Mickey Ficky instead of the other mofo. They would use a Mickey Ficky to dub in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear. What does Billy say? I find it hard to deal with sellers who use the best offer feature, but either do not respond to offers or reject without a counter. Like, do you even want to make a sale? Yeah. But what I don't mind, on the flip side of that is when someone has a, buy now or best offer and you offer and it's instantly rejected because they put in a minimum offer. And I'll kind of chip away at that. And if it's still too high, then, it's over. But I do find, like, let's say they're asking $500 OBO, and the card's worth like $200. So you offer 100, instantly rejected. 125, instant rejected. 150, instant rejected. 175. Now they're not instantly rejected. Now you're in their ballpark, and they were just fishing for 500. If they're willing to entertain 175 or at least counter you, maybe you'll get that card for around what it's worth, around $200 or even a little bit less. That's happened to me.
I have a funny story with that one. So I saw a card at the expo, and I asked the guy the offer, and he goes, all he did is 2, like 200, 2,000, 2 million. So I said, excuse me? He's like, yeah, I want 2. I'm just looking at him. I looked at my buddy Kent, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's that $2, $20, $200, $2,000. He's like, well, 2,000, of course. I'm like, okay. Well, thank you very much. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, didn't just pull out a couple bucks and hand them over to him.
Yeah.
Palmer says, I think pricing cards are so important too, but there's no need for profanity, Jeremy. I think I said gosh darn or something like that, right?
Yeah. With a fist.
Yeah. Dave, this is good background as I catalog my Josh Johnson collection and get numbers ready for a podcast I'm going to be on tomorrow. Tough work preparing for these things. That was a good episode. Global says, we just had our Super Bowl, the AFL Grand Final. That's Australian Football League. Yeah. It's all the talk. The AFL card market has exploded this year also with the breaking culture. That's really cool. Barry from ComC, in your opinion, what is the most iconic hockey card of the 80s, 80, 81 to 89, 90? It's a good question. I mean, it's got to be the Mario Lemieux rookie card, although I wrote an article for the magazine that Bruce Findlay put out years ago through Hobby Insider. I forget what it was called right now, but I did an article for it where I ranked the top 10 cards from each decade, and I actually chose the Marc Messier rookie as the number 1 card from the 80s because he transcended the sport, mostly because he dated Madonna, and he was a celebrity, and he played in New York and all that. I know Gretzky played not Gretzky. I'm thinking Gretzky. Mario never played in New York, but I think there's an argument there. Well, I don't think there's really an argument. I think it's Mario Lemieux for me. But I'm curious what you think, Barry. What do you think of me?
I think Lemieux for sure, but I think Wall would give you a run for his money too.
He could for sure. Your third guest on tonight's episode deserves a standalone appearance. In my opinion, seems like it would be a great conversation. He's talking about Mikey, who runs these virtual events. That's a good idea, Billy. Thank you. Rome, welcome to the show. Are you guys finding it a lot tougher to find high-grade hockey rookies, regardless of price? I'm not really looking that much, Rome. Like, I haven't been able to buy a collection in a long time, which does kind of suck, but I'm not actively searching for any high-grade hockey rookies for my own collection right now, actually. But
I can't say, same thing here. I don't find it tough. There's a lot of high-grade out there. But if you're talking about modern, there's a ton of it. There's tons of modern. Like right now, everyone's trying to dump Patrick Laine PSA 10 all of a sudden. Yeah. Right? So there's a ton of that. But no, I don't find it tougher to find. I do find it tougher to find stuff that I could actually move or keep for my PC. Right now, everyone's asking for top the dollar and then the top of that dollar with another top dollar for what they want.
You know what? One of the best cards out there from the 80s for hockey is, and it's 89-90 tops Joe Sakic rookie. The only real year where there was fewer tops. In a PSA 10, it's a pop 16. There's one on eBay right now. Yeah, there's one on eBay right now. It's at $1,975. And the prior high, I believe, is like $650, $700, which I thought was vastly underpriced. I think it could be a $5,000 card, personally. But really, really underrated. I think it's a great card. Carl, it feels like it ended yesterday. Yeah, that's a long stream, guys. A long stream. Dave's got a comment coming up here.
It has to come.
Paul says 4.5 hours. Time to step up, Jeremy. I don't know, man. And I top out at 3. Then Dave's.
Looks like Jeremy's frozen. I don't know if I'm still alive. Maybe I'm still alive. Looks like I'm still alive. That's 45. A great screenshot of you freezing there, Jeremy.
You were frozen for me, but
yeah, you're frozen for me as well.
I guess we're back now. But now, guys, are we live now? Let us know if you can see us right now. In the meantime, I'm going to keep talking here. So it's tough. It's tough. You know, when I'm 2 hours earlier than you, so I got 2 kids, a wife. Like, I can't sit and watch 4.5 hours. It's hard. I'm glad I got 45 minutes in, to be honest. But no offense, guys. You know I love you all. Chris, Steve's answer regarding what surprised him the most with the hobby doesn't really surprise me. Things with hardcore fan bases tend to have more critical fans. It makes a lot of sense, right? Makes a lot of sense. The Patrick Waugh or the Mario Lemieux rookie is the most iconic 80s rookie that Barry of ComC originally had.
It totally is. The most iconic card on the planet is my picture on it.
The Ameet Acharya Mario Lemieux rookie.
Yes.
Colin makes a good point that Patrick Waugh is on the box of the 86 O-Pee-Chee product. Well, yeah, because he won the Stanley Cup the year before, so he was already a big deal.
Yes. Him and Biddington are the only 2 rookie. Oh, was it him and Biddington? Who else was the only rookie goalie to win it?
Did Ed Belfour? Or he won? No, he was just old when he won the Vezina Trophy. Brian says the magazine was Insider's Edge. That's right. Yes, we were both writers for that magazine, Brian. That's back in like the late 00s, I think. Yeah.
I wish I kept one.
That was a fun magazine. Oddly enough, I feel that the Brett Hull rookie card might be the most iconic rookie card of the 80s. That card was a monster card when it came out. Everybody clamored for one of those for sure. Do you guys think the NBA will start at Christmas? I do. I think it will.
I do. They've proven they can make the bubble work. And I think it's actually really interesting. If they come back at Christmas, it'll be good. It'll be very good.
And what I love about it is that the basketball market, which people are saying has been falling off lately, it's going to get right back in there.
Yeah.
They talked about it in the crossover last night. Josh and Chris, they both feel that this is great for the hobby. I'm right there with them. I think it's a good thing for the basketball hobby because there's not going to be enough time for people to not be excited about their teams again. Right? It's 2 months away. That's right around the corner. Right around the corner. That's really good. Jeff, no love for the Stevie Y rookie, the best card of the 80s. I mean, it's not the most, but it's right up there. It's Mario Lemieux, Patrick Waugh. You know, you've got Mark Messier, Steve Yzerman, Brett Hull. 15, 20 years ago, I would have put Luc Robitaille in there as well as the highest scoring left winger of all time. But the card doesn't get the love.
No.
You got the Ray Bourque rookie. Then you got Paul Coffey. There are others, but Yzerman is top 10, 100% in my mind, 100%.
It's funny because when I think back then, the card that brings me the most happiness when I think about it is the Grant Fuhr rookie.
Oh, yeah. It's another great one. Dale Hawerchuk.
Yeah, Hawerchuk. How could you forget that? Yeah.
Yeah, Ron Francis. I mean, we can go on. The 80s are like my favorite decade for cards. It's the decade I identify the most with in terms of what drove me in the hobby. That's back when I was buying boxes, buying packs, opening them up, building sets, chewing the gum. I'd have 20 pieces of that gum in my mouth at a time. Like I remember
there was an episode of This Is Us on Netflix, and the main character goes to a hobby shop to buy a card to complete a set, and the guy doesn't have it, so he buys the box, and he's opening the wax packs and opening the gum and eating the gum, and I'm like, I forgot about the show. I'm like, oh man, I remember running the Hasty Market to buy Donruss. Yeah, Donruss, and then ripping over the wax. It's crazy.
Yeah. Uncle Vinny, Lemieux and Waugh, but Jagger is going to be the sleeper for the end of the decade, beginning of the 90s. To me, Jagger is firmly in the 90s, though. Yeah. He's 90, 91. But as far as the 90s go, I mean, you got the Joe Thornton rookie, which is a key card later on in the 96 or 97 year. You got Jagger. You got so many Hall of Famers in the early 90s in those first two Upper Deck years between gosh, I mean, it's the list is endless, really. I'm not even going to start into it, but there's so many.
I'm expecting Thornton to go up a lot because he's a Leaf now.
I wonder if he'll like is he sure he's a Leaf, but he's not in his prime. He's well past his prime. Is it really going to help him that much, you think?
I'm a Leafs fan. We went after Yuri Tlusty like he was Gordie Howe. Like, come on.
Fair enough. So not the smartest collectors out of the GTA, I think is what I'm hearing.
I'm a Leaf fan, but I'm not stupid. So
yeah. Dave says, no offense taken. I may be an hour ahead of you, Jeremy, and 1 hour behind Carlos. Yeah, so you kind of know what it's like. Dryden, hello. Dryden. Hello.
Ken Dryden.
70s, though.
It's 70s, though, yeah.
70s, of course. Cam Ward. No, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but definitely not one of the best cards of the 80s. I don't know, but sorry, Paul, not sure what that's in reference to. Cam Ward rookie. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about there.
You know what? I must be talking about the 90s.
Oh, no. Rookie to win a Stanley Cup.
Yes. Cam Ward, Patrick Waugh, and Jordan Binnington. Yes.
And Matt Murray. Don't forget about Matt Murray.
Okay, fine.
But Cam Ward, that's right. Yeah, thank you for there we go. Patrick Waugh has a better case for more iconic since he's considered goalie GOAT by some. Fair.
Yeah,
he really is.
I can argue with that. And he's a Montreal Canadian.
Yeah, that helps. Although I do believe that that Hasek is the best goalie of all time, but that's just me. Barry says, oh, here we go. How about the 90s, 90-91 to 98-99? We are excluding the 91-92 UD Ziggy Palfy just for the purpose of conversation. I mean, there's so many in those, Jeremy Roenick, Mike Modano for Carlos. I mean, Ed Belfour, that first year of Upper Deck, Mike Richter, that first year of Upper Deck is loaded with rookies.
Class was insane.
Then you got Solani, Forsberg, Lidstrom, all in 91-92. Fedorov and Bure also in 90-91 on the high number.
Peter Nedved, who was a star for a while, right?
He's forgotten now, but yeah, at the time he was a big card back. Owen Nolan was one back then too. There were so many guys in that set.
I love that picture of
Jagger.
Jagger's another one. But the picture of Owen Nolan with the Nordique hat on and that look, like that kind of Doug Dilmore-esque kind of look, like yeah,
definitely remember it. Paul says, now I like to razz my buddy, but remember that time we took Waugh to the Olympics and lost?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Does iconic equal value in terms of the value of the Joe Thornton Black Diamond rookie card is near the top for 90s values? Hossa, Luongo, Calvary, and Haydu. Yeah, that's the lineup right there that was the hottest. I got to think that the Joe Thornton Black Diamond rookie is the most valuable hockey rookie of the 90s, and I don't think anything else is really close, to be honest.
Unless you look at the graded Luongo, like the graded Luongo, I think do well because they're hard to grade, those black.
I just sold a BGS 9.5 Zenith Luongo like a week or two ago for $100.
Okay, so then Thornton is the one.
Thornton's the one, and Chara. If you can find his SP in high grade, that'll go for as much as the Thornton now, I do believe. I used to love the Bertuzzi rookie and the Alfredson rookie from the 94 SP, I think, or 90, whichever year it is, 94, 95. The Jerome McGinley rookie is from that first 94 SP year, I believe.
Is that the one with the Mexico Cup or something? Like, what was the one that had the funky green border to it? What year was that?
I'm thinking about the SP, the Upper Deck SP. That Parkhurst International or something like that. I always thought, Rich always thought that Doug Gilmour was one of the coolest cards of the 80s. Yeah, I love the Gilmour, the Neely, the LaFontaine, the Chelios, the Yzerman. That's all 84, 85. Great year. Is there any iconic non-rookie cards of the 80s or that is pre-inserts, autos, etc.? The one that comes to mind for me is the second year Mario Lemieux is highly sought after. Actually, it's not really, doesn't get the love it used to, but in the 90s and the early 00s, there's a card in the 83-84 O-Pee-Chee hockey that had Messier and Gretzky on it. It's like a record breaker. Remember that card?
Yeah,
that card.
Everybody wanted that card.
That was a big card in its day. Yeah. Again, Ziggy Palfy is like just a constant threat on these streams and one of my favorite playmakers of all time. I loved we got tons of comments to get through. 90s, probably Agro, Peachy Premier, but man, I really like the Thornton Black Diamond. Yeah, with you on that.
Yeah.
Hasty Market is the True 80 icon.
Yep.
Have fun with it, Toronto Boat Anchor. Guy is slower than mud going uphill now. Too funny. 1991 Pro Set Stanley Cup hologram is my pick. Yeah, for the 90s, that's my pick too. That to me is one of the most important hockey cards of all time.
I found
Brodeur, another 1991 rookie that we forget because he wasn't in O-Pee-Chee Premier. He wasn't in Upper
Score. He was in Score. That's his rookie.
He was in Score, along with Eric Lindros. Don't forget Eric Lindros as well.
We're in 91.
Graves, Adam Graves, Owen Nolan, the Lindros, Colin says, guys, sorry, we're behind in the comments. Lindros, Tiger Jordan pops up with that.
Yep.
If we are judging rookie cards by the pound, Ziggy Palffy might have a case. Yeah, for 85 cents and the points he got. At one point, Nagy Future Watch was super high value. I remember that. There's a few others from those first Future Watches that were super hot back in there. Adam Deadmarsh was big in his day too.
I do remember.
He fell ill and couldn't play. Yeah, Hayduke was huge. Hayduke was a huge card. Brian, most iconic hockey card of the OOs. You guessed it. Talusti. Too funny.
A guy, you might know him. Maybe you're the one that told me. I can't remember. The guy that went after all the Cup rookies out of 11? His number was 11, right? I think the guy tried to get all the 11s. And it was like a big thing back in the day.
Sounds familiar. Uncle Vinny points out this card, the Topps Gold Lindros.
Oh, yes.
As were the first year Bowman, those gold cards. I think they were parallel, maybe, or they were like a certain range of, where they a certain Carlos will know. I think
has a gold border.
Yeah,
gold border. It's the same photo, gold border, and I still collect them if I see them.
Yeah, those were awesome. Ryan Smith, another one that was big from the SP set. Sergei Samsonov. Remember how big that card was?
Do you remember the controversy with him and Thornton and how the general manager kept benching Thornton and playing Samsonov? It's so crazy.
Maybe that's why Thornton ended up getting traded to San Jose. They thought they'd keep Samsonov. What does Carlos say? The short printed status make the Thornton an easy pick for high grade. The foil is also chipping prone. Yeah, very true. All the early 90s guys had super high print. Yeah, for sure. It wasn't really until that first SP set where we saw Upper Deck kind of took it to the next level. Like they took it to the next level with their debut sets in all sports.
Yeah.
But they took it to another level when they debuted the SP moniker, which then evolved into SP everything. SP Game Used, SP Authentic, SPX. I mean, there's so many SPs. They're huge. It's huge now. Green border with Select. Brian Boucher rookie is in that set. There you go.
Okay.
Do you guys think Thornton?
Sorry, I'm just babbling.
Do you guys think Thornton being featured in a World Junior Championship jersey on Black Diamond helps the card, especially since he's now with his third team, or does the player's career it's a great question because
tough one.
I think, if you're a Leafs fan, it's so much easier to go after his rookie card because he's not pictured with any opposing team, like the Boston Bruins, for example. In this case, I think it might actually help a little bit, not a lot, but maybe a little bit. Second year Pelle Lindberg is pretty popular. Now it's really, I guess, more of a, is it a second year 83? Because does he have an 84, 85 card? No, he has 83, 84, and then he's got his 85, 86 with the tribute card to his death.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being in the 84, 85 set though. I think they skipped him that year.
I think so, unless someone wants to correct us, but I don't recall that one.
Because that would be his second year card because his rookie is 83, 84, right?
It was the white border and he's standing up in the crease.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Justin Pogge. Yeah, that was the worst Cup out of 99 card ever. They were part of the set for Bowman. The Bowman Golds were SP. Yeah. Iginla SP is a great looking card and high grades sell well. Yeah, for sure they do. Last Gilmore PSA 10 did $425 US on PWCC. Now $1325 US with 2 days to go.
Which one? Oh, PSA 10. Oh, nice.
Hockey is keeping pace with the other sports in terms of like high grade key rookies, from that era for sure. Boxes are going for over 100 a box, same hype as the Mariano Rivera year of Bowman. So I think we're talking about that Bowman hockey. That's pretty cool. Who wants to see me open a card?
I do.
Thanks, Ameet. I'm glad. Okay, one guy. Great. Thanks. So everyone's so excited. So this card, I'll tell you before I open it, this card was listed on eBay, and I sent it's a card that I sent a message to Stefan Perot, who collects the player who's in here. And I sent him a message. I said, hey, what's up with these cards this guy's got? He goes, oh, I'm actually talking to that guy on the phone right now. I'm like, really? I go, oh, wow. I'm making offers on it. So because he was on the phone with him, we were able to do a deal, kind of like, off eBay. And I got a price that was a lot better. And the guy who sold it to me, his eBay buy it now prices are, I don't want to give away his secrets, but he's willing to negotiate. So Terry already knows who the player is. It is a Gordie Howe card. I'm going to open it up. And let's see. I haven't seen it, so I'm hoping it's in the, it's graded. So I'm not worried about the grade. I just hope the slab's in good shape. And you see, really nice packaging. I love when you got, hey?
I can see, yeah.
Yeah, cardboard on either side. The slab itself is in a graded card sleeve. This will be fun. I'll do a little slow reveal, guys. I'll do a little slow reveal. Carlos, be quiet, okay? It's funny when you can talk to these guys and they can't say anything back to you.
Oh, I know.
I'm just kidding, Carlos. That's too funny. Okay, so, good. It's an autograph. So this card, I love this card. And it's not something I collect, but this is for my personal collection because I saw the card and I thought, two things. First of all, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful card of a deceased Hall of Famer, if not, a guy who's known as Mr. Hockey. I mean, it's Gordie Howe. Yeah. And the other cool thing about it is that I attended the pack out for Upper Decks the Cup from this year. It's an 08-09 card, right? 2008-09. I got to attend the pack out. Carvin Chung and Chris Carlin invited me to come to that to photograph all the cards, all the patch cards for archival purposes. And so this card is from that. So I've seen this card before. I probably held it in my hand and took a picture of it. But anyway, here it is. It's a BGS 9.5. Terry, I know you're glued to your screen right now. Gordie Howe.
Oh, I've seen this before. Nice.
Dual patch, emblems of endorsement, numbered out of 15. And I love that it's a true gem with all 9.5 subgrades.
Yeah.
Autograph, got a 10 by Beckett. And I just look at those patches.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's a spectacular card. And when I saw it, I'm like, wow, why hasn't anyone snapped this up? And I asked Stefan, like, why haven't you snapped this one up? I forget what he said. That story would have been better if I remembered what he said. But this card, I was like, if I can get this at a price I feel is fair, I have to have it. And I still probably paid 40% more than I would have wanted to, but it is graded. It got the right grade for the card. Gordie Howe is since deceased.
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm just really happy with this
one. Photo on it. I like that it's not the traditional photo. It's a different one.
Yeah, that's right. It's not a picture we've seen very often.
No, I like that.
Yeah, thank you. So that's the only card I got in the mail this week. I do love it. Very happy with it. Going back to the comments here, let's see where we were.
We were left off at Ziggy Palfy.
Thumbs down, unsub. I love it, Carlos. I love it. Please don't unsub. Please don't thumbs down, but that's too funny, man. Too funny.
Carlos made a comment earlier, like, we have no topic and agenda. It's like, I don't think Jeremy really thinks of you very highly. I'm like, that's not the case at all, Carlos.
Not at all. So Colin sold the Gordie Howe rookie today, PSA 2. Nice. Good for you. And I hope if it was a nice one, nice PSA 1s, nice PSA 2s. They're still beautiful cards, 100%. Thank you, Legion. Appreciate it. Terry, thank you. Tiger, thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Rich. Just don't like nice how people just don't sign like that anymore. Yeah, like look at the autograph. His autograph is always so nice. He's got the 9 there. The only thing that would have made this better is if he signed Mr. Hockey as well, which he's done on lots of cards. But this is really clean with that nice flowing autograph at the bottom. And the patches, especially the top one, super sweet. Thank you, Tiger Jordan. Barry says, was the introduction of one auto per pack in 94-95 be a player more impactful, than the introduction of jersey cards in 96-97 Upper Deck? That's a huge question. That's a really good question. I don't know the answer. 96-97
jerseys are still heavily collected. I can't say the same for 94-95 be a player.
And you know what? I not only do I completely agree with that, I collect the 96, 97 Upper Decks. I'm down to one jersey card from the set that I don't have. I still need a Jagger. But at the time, and I have no interest at all in 94, 95 be a player autograph. I think they're ugly. I don't like them at all. But what was more impactful at the time? I don't know the answer to that. I'd love to hear what some people in the audience think. If you want to pipe up and answer Barry's great question, Barry, I'm really interested in the answer. Billy says, speaking of Stefan and other super collectors, do you guys know of any super collectors or super player collectors that have an amazing collections but keep it pretty private, no social media presence? I mean, Ameet, one guy who has a very impressive super collection of Alexander Ovechkin just launched an Instagram account. His name is Anthony Swiatek, pretty well known in the hobby and as far as Expo goes. And he just started his Instagram account, and it's gaining a lot of action because it's like every single card is a monster, is a whale, pretty much.
My Wendell Clark collection I've not posted, and I have a fairly big Wendell Clark collection.
I can confirm that. I'm trying to remember Anthony's name on Instagram with his, and I recommend you guys check it out because I think it's like Ovi Scott. Oh, here I found it. It's Ovechkin the Great 8 with the number 8. Ovechkin the Great and then the digit 8. If you guys want to follow a really impressive account on Instagram, I'll say it one more time. Ovechkin the Great and then the number 8 is. You'll just shake your head at the caliber of, and even his booth at Expo when he has set up there is probably, dollar for dollar. Like if you take the most valuable showcase in the room, it's probably his by a long shot. There it is. Billy puts it up. That's the account we're talking about.
So I'm going to show you one while you're reading the comments. I'll just show you what I have.
Sure.
So this will be on for the Virtual Expo. I'll try and line them up. This is the McKinnon Prime. There's 6 of them total. I'm missing 2. I debated whether or not to keep them or I should try and complete it, but that's pretty cool.
Cool. That is cool. I'm gonna between cards. I just want to address as a new hockey collector, what year and from what set is the Gordie Howe? So I think if you're talking about this card here, Os Card Dad, this is from 2008-9 Upper Deck The Cup. So The Cup is the brand made by Upper Deck, and it's from an insert set called Emblems of Endorsement. And if you're not aware, The Cup is the highest end product in hockey that's in licensed hockey. Leaf does put out a wonderful product also called Pearl, which is more expensive by the pack, but it's not licensed. So there's that. And if you were talking about his rookie card that Colin mentioned earlier, that's from 1951-52 Parkhurst, which is like the first post-war hockey set and chock filled with Hall of Fame rookie cards. Really important set.
Yeah.
Carlos says Gordie's auto held up really well for a long time. He kept it very consistent. And I mean, this is really nice for his age and his mental state. Like, this is a really nice. I'm super happy with that card.
One of my favorite autographs of Gordie Howe, I'll find it next time we talk, it actually got Mr. and Mrs. Hockey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Colleen Howe. His wife was integral for him towards the end of his life, and I think kind of ran a lot of the business that he was doing in terms of appearances and all that. Paul says, problem with the first 2 be a player was non-licensed, but the auto per pack, I think, opened up the possibilities for the mem to follow. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And I think it's what really spawned a lot of these ideas, because autographs in packs up until then were few and far between. Upper Deck Heroes, you see them on the Heroes every so often. And I know you had the Pro Set autograph for Patrick Waugh. I can't remember what there was for football back in those days. But
that wasn't the biggest problem with that set. It's the design and the action shots, like on the golf course, or it's just the design was awful, just awful. Yeah. And then guys on the golf, one guy was holding a putter. I can't remember what card that was I saw, but I saw that as well.
Yeah. Yam says, I believe 96 press pass jersey cards were first, although they were collegiate. Yeah. I don't remember the details back then. Carlos has a great memory for that stuff. Chris says, jerseys seem more abundant now than autographs. Not sure how to measure the impact of them, though. Fair comment.
They've scaled back tremendously though on recent collections. Now they have the 1 or 2 short print jerseys per set, but they're not like they did it before. And I actually like that better.
Anthony's collection is insane. Yes, it certainly is, guys. Again, that's this account here on. If you just joined us, this account on Instagram, Ovechkin the Grade 8, friend of mine by the name of Anthony Swiatek. He's been in the hobby a long time. He's got like, I don't know, a dozen Crosby Cup rookies. Like, no joke. There's a picture.
He's got more.
There's a picture on this account. Like this account, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to put out a dollar value because it's just not appropriate, maybe, but it's like big. It's big. And yeah. And he's yeah, I'll leave it at that. I had dinner with him and Davey, who may or may not be watching at the National last year. Good guys. I enjoyed my time with them. Chris says Jersey Seymour. Oh, already did that one. I've thought about posting my collection on Instagram, but it's a ton of stuff to take pictures of and would take a long time. Well, Chris, man, that's no excuse. Start slow. Couple cards a day. It's easy. It's easy, man. That's just lazy, man. That's just lazy. Do it. You could be doing it right now while you're talking to us. Okay, enough. I'm not going to pressure you any more than that. Yeah, Dave, just looked at that OV account. Wow, right?
Okay,
I wasn't messing around. Another big super collector you don't see or hear much about anymore is Andy Hatzos. He is still adding to his Tim Thomas. Yeah, Andy Hatzos.
I haven't heard from him in a long time.
What was his name? He was on Hobby Insider what was his name on there?
I can't remember, but he used to have the most epic threads. They were like long. It was like a novel, but it was really well written. Like him and that guy that always used to post about the hockey theme set. That's another person who I really enjoyed listening to or reading. Sorry.
Yeah. Miss him on this on Hobby Insider. Paul, it can be daunting, but it's so cool when you get other fans of player card commenting. Yeah, well, Instagram. I think you're talking about Instagram, Paul, and sort of to Chris. Like Instagram is so much fun. Instagram, like I didn't have Instagram or YouTube in my life until like early 2019, and the hobby has. While I still collect the way I collect, the hobby has completely gotten much more enjoyable for me. Doing the show is so much fun. But Instagram has added a lot to it for me as well. Facebook was big for a lot of people when Facebook groups became a big thing. But I find Instagram to be, there's just so much, there's not all the drama and all the accusations and all the negativity. It's not, Instagram is less for doing deals, I think, and more for community, where Facebook is more for deal making. And with that comes along the scammers pages and calling people out and the drama and the keyboard warriors and all that. I find Instagram to be a friendlier, happier place, shinier, happier people.
Yep.
REM, one of my favorite all-time bands, by the way. One of my favorite all-time bands, REM. I love them. And another all-time band, just because I'm thinking about, is The Offspring. Totally not like.
Oh, really?
REM. I love The Offspring, man. I think they don't have a bad song, in my opinion.
I was more of a Green Day kind of person, but anyways, that was just me.
I like Green Day too, but I love The Offspring. Thanks for the info on both How cards, Jared. My pleasure, Oscar Dad 2321. It's a pleasure to have you joining us tonight. Thank you for joining. And guys, feel free to hit that thumbs up button on this video too. Can't hurt. Yam, don't give up on the McKinnon. What a great piece in progress.
I know. I'm like, I don't know if I should sell it or just try and get those last two. I'm debating.
Yeah, I don't know. I've known Ameet a very long time. We have spent a lot of time together because we set up beside each other at the expo for years now. And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. He's gonna sell them. That's what's gonna happen. He can think about it all he wants. It doesn't matter. He's gonna sell them. He's not gonna chase the other two. I trust me.
I'm too much into it. I can't. It would make more sense to sell them.
There you go. I knew it. Uncle Vinny says 94.5, be a player. If memory serves me right, didn't have logos on jerseys. Yeah, and they were wearing like the NHLPA jersey, I think, actually. He says that was a drawback. It wasn't to me, it was more than a drawback. It's just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. However, it had a Vladimir Konstantinov, which is one of his few autograph cards. Yeah, because for anyone who doesn't know, Vladimir Konstantinov is the player who was like not critically injured, but well, maybe it's a critical if you don't die.
He never recovered.
He became, I believe, like a paraplegic from the after like the night they won the Stanley Cup. They were out partying. the limo they were in was in a bad accident, and he ended up losing his ability to, he became maybe a quadriplegic, right? Like, it was so sad. And he was a beast on the ice.
Yeah.
So sad. Chris, yeah, I get that. I've got a bunch of them scanned and on photo bucket somewhere, but the thought of 400 cards, man, that's nothing. Chris, take new pictures in the Instagram app and upload them. Don't worry about your photo bucket images. Those are worthless to you now. The Ovechkin account, Anthony's account, when I was talking to him about it, I said, man, take new pictures. Don't use your old ones because they don't fit in the Instagram frame properly. You have to take pictures in the Instagram app for them to look proper on Instagram. Otherwise, you got to pull away further and have the card take up less of the frame. It's just the way Instagram imports pictures. But Chris, man, it's easy. Come on.
What was the set that had it was Victor Kozlov, I think, that had the VK. And it was like a postcard. It had like a little thumbnail of the person's face, and he just signed VK. Do you remember what that set was? It was in the 80s or 90s, I want to say.
Well, his rookie was 91, 92, 90, 91 or 91, 92. So it would have been after that. Are you talking about like Vyacheslav Kozlov?
Right, Vyacheslav Kozlov, yeah.
Yeah. I think there was another Kozlov that came out later. Was it? Someone will know out there.
Someone will figure it out. The cardboard police out there will know.
It's but there were two. There was Vyacheslav Kozlov, and I can't remember the other one's name.
Victor Kozlov?
Maybe. It probably was, yeah. It's so, man, it's crazy how you just can't remember all these players from the 90s anymore. Like 10 years ago, I knew all of them for sure. Okay, Paul says, I'm an Oilers fan, and the Cujo golfing card was a sore spot for me after the brutal seasons. Yeah, I can get that. There's actually a ton of player super collectors that you just don't see posting a lot more than just a want list. Sure, they don't cut Gretzky of the world, but they've got impressive collections. Again, you always hear people say that the hobby online is just a fraction of the overall hobby. Yeah. And I do believe that's true because we're meeting more and more people all the time now via these new platforms like YouTube, like Instagram. Not that the platforms are new, but I'm new to them at least, or newish. Oh man, the peer pressure. Do it, Chris. Do it.
It's just a picture, man.
There it is. The great Zoe. That was Andy's name on Hobby Insider. I talked to him quite a bit on Twitter, have known him for over a decade. Well, say hello for all of us from the Hobby Insider crew and let him know about the show. Maybe he can come join us. Hey, there's Alex, Joe Sakic 19XX. Welcome to the show, buddy. Haven't seen you in a little while. We had a great time at the expo. Maybe we'll see you at the next one too. Yeah, had a snake icon on Hobby Insider. Haven't seen him for a bit. Andy was the great Zoe. Yeah. There we go. Everyone remembers it. Everyone remembers it. So true about Instagram versus Facebook. Yeah, you're with me on that. Hey, Tiger Jordan. Yeah, for sure. Instagram is just so much more. And, Al G is a good guy to comment on that because he's relatively newer to Instagram as well. I don't know, Al, how active you were on Facebook, but I'm curious about how you. Actually, I'm not really that curious because I see Al enjoying Instagram regularly, doing his different challenges that he does. I don't take part, Al. I'm sorry. But I do enjoy your posts, and it's awesome.
The one forum I cannot get into is Twitter. I just cannot do cards on Twitter. It's just not me. I find it extremely annoying.
Yeah, I hear. I'm with you, man. I don't do cards on there either. I follow some. I have an account because of the show, but I don't. I just post show stuff on there. I'm with you. Wow, Ovi's collection of 0506, the Cup game used one of. Yeah. So Matt's talking about the Ovechkin, the Great 8 account on Instagram, and he's got like 25 property of one of ones, including the Great.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean. Colin Murray says The Watchmen. So The Watchmen are also one of my all-time favorite bands. The drummer is my cousin. I grew up with The Watchmen. And if you're in the States watching this, you probably haven't heard of them. But they're kind of, I don't want to say iconic, but they're a very well-known Canadian band. And they're still touring. They're not touring. They do, pre-COVID, they would come do the Calgary Stampede every so often. They'd hit up the big Canadian cities every couple of years. They all have careers. My cousin Sammy's the drummer. He's a real estate agent in Toronto right now. Danny Graves, a singer, owns a bar in Toronto. He does that. Joey Serlin, the guitarist and the main songwriter. I think he does songwriting, he does jingles and that sort of, like, these guys all work and they still tour, and they're a great group of guys. And like I said, I grew up with those guys as a kid all the way through, so I'm a big fan of the Watchmen, always have been. Good call, Colin. Yeah, love it. I love seeing the love for them because, of course, I'm close with these guys. Golf outing, limo driver was intoxicated. I get chills to this day when I watch Stevie Y make a statement on it. So it was a golf outing, but it was like, this is the Konstantinov injury, and I'm thinking if it was a golf injury, it must have been like right around the Stanley Cup. Like, I thought it was based on celebrating, but I might have been wrong on that. So thanks for correcting, Uncle Vinny. Great to have you here as always. Dave, Chris, I got 3,500 posts on Instagram. Probably have 2 times as much as I could post. Just post. Yeah, there's more peer. It's just not me peer pressuring you, Chris.
Does it surprise you at all that Amish Dave has 3,500 posts when his videos are 16,000 hours long?
I'm not surprised at all.
And I almost feel like that was probably 3,500 posts in the last 20 minutes.
I rarely notice how many posts people have on Instagram. It's like, that's a stat that, on Hobby Insider or any message boards, you can see it's right there. Every time you see someone, you see how many posts they have. It's kind of like your badge of honor. On Instagram, it almost seems to me like some of the biggest accounts have very few posts. There's guys with 3,000 followers and 25 posts. I mean, barring the possibility that they're paying for their followers, I don't know how they're getting so many followers from 20 posts. It doesn't make sense to me, but maybe someone can brief me on how that works.
I've only got 75, and I don't know how many posts I've made.
Well, let's hear it. Ashley confirms it's Victor Kozlov. Ashley Lewis, thank you.
Set though? Did we sign VK?
Could have been him. I don't know what set that was from, but I just want to say to Ashley Lewis, I don't think I've seen you on the show before, so welcome to Sports Cards Live. Glad to have you here with us. ComC Barry says, rumor has it Yuri Slager signed VK in his cards. Yuri Slager was hot for about a year in the hobby.
Yeah.
Bunch of people saying, Victor Kozlov, Vyacheslav was Slava Kozlov. That's right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for clearing our memory. Colin pipes in as well. Colin knows his hockey. Victor Kozlov was a Shark. So this is how behind I am in the comments, Ameet. I apologize.
It's all good, man.
We're 6 minutes behind on the comments, guys. Slava played for the Wings, and then Victor came after. That rings a bell. Yep. Slager was a redemption. Victor signed his full signature. You can manage Instagram on desktop. Right-click, inspect element, change the view to mobile. Some serious instructions there. Thanks for posting that, Billy. Sean Robb, welcome. Do you guys think the Ray Borko Peachy rookie is really undervalued? See, this is a question I like. Let's talk about this one for a minute. So first thing I'm going to say is that it's gone up. Like the PSA 9s used to be like used to pre-COVID, like $400-500, maybe $600 US. Now last one I saw was like $900.
Yeah.
So it's gone up a bit more. I'm going to say, and I'd have to see the population because I'm thinking PSA 8s, 9s, and 10s. Yeah. That's just what I would be looking at. I think it is undervalued. I think it is.
Agree. 100% agree.
So why? Why is it undervalued? I mean, first of all, he's a defenseman, which, as a hobby rule, almost defensemen don't get the love that, scorers and goaltenders do, which I think is unfair. I think they deserve more love. Bobby Orr was a defenseman,
Yep. Original 6 team with the Bruins, right?
Yeah.
He stayed for a very long time with that team. And I think the cool aspect of it is he left to go to one team.
One time.
16, and they got the cup. So I think that also helped propel that. I have a feeling it may have been his haircut that's holding him back. I don't know. It could have been a cough. I'm not sure. But all jokes aside, I think that guy is an undervalued card by far. And I've actually picked up a few of his lower end ones just to make sure lower grade ones to make sure I have it.
And the other thing about his card and all 8081s is that they are notoriously off-centered. So if you find a nice centered PSA 9, which is now pretty expensive, but if you can find a centered PSA 8 and you want a Bork rookie in your collection, I would say get one. I don't know if it's still undervalued. I haven't looked at them like in the last couple of days in terms of 8s, last couple of months or weeks even, but I would say that it's probably still a good buy. And I know that the population on those 80-81 rookies in high grade are a lot lower than some other cards, like a Gretzky rookie as an example, which I know Gretzky's in a class of his own, but I do think they're undervalued. I think hockey's undervalued. So in general, but
it's picking up steam, and I think it'll help once the season's back on. And I think they're going to follow basketball in terms of when they start.
I hope so. But fun question, Sean. I'd like to hear from the crowd what other people think about the Bork rookie. It's a great question because, he's a Hall of Famer. Oh, and I wanted to say that he left Boston to go win a cup with Colorado, and he picked the right team because they ended up winning the cup that year.
Yeah.
And I remember Joe Sakic took the cup and gave it right to Ray Bork, right away.
They had the hats with 16, right? They had 16 victories. It was like this thing, road to 16, right?
It was amazing. And then you compare it to what Joe Thornton just did. He left the Sharks, who don't seem to be on the way to winning a cup, to go try and win a cup with the Leafs. Joe, come on now.
I don't see a cup there, man.
I don't see it either. Paul says to Chris, check out one of my favorite Instagram accounts, Batnob Cursive. I follow that one as well. Yep, a great account. Thanks for putting that out there, Paul. Yam says, there are pro players with quiet collections too. Lefko mentioned it in his podcast today. Have to go watch that one.
You know why, though?
Why?
Because you don't want to get someone to hold your card for ransom.
True.
So when I was well known as a Wendell Clark collector, people would actually buy the card and hold it and say, I'm not selling it to you for less X amount. And I realized, I'm not playing that game. I'm just not publicizing it. Yeah. And the less I publicize it, the more pieces I got in the long run. So I don't want people to know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on there. It's if you tell people what you're buying, they might go after. It's okay if you're just buying like commodity type cards. Okay, like I'm buying Austin Matthews Young Guns or I'm buying Luca Prisms. Fine. There's a million of them available. I don't think you're gonna be affected. But if you're looking for rare cards and you tell people, but Ameet, the community has really gotten wonderful lately, where a lot of people will help you find them. So while you take the risk of running the price up on yourself, you also take the benefit. You have the benefit of people now scouting for you, which is just wonderful. And it's just another reason why I love this hobby so much.
I get a lot of those. A lot of people saying, "Hey, there's a Wendell Clark card here. Go take a look." You'll also get people who'll be like, "Look, there's a collection for sale here. Go look." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll go do that. That's fine with me."
I want to bring up Al's comment here because I asked him to post. So he says, "Thanks, Jeremy. We have a lot of fun with the challenges. Get to see cards you wouldn't usually see. We've got collectors from all over the world in our group." So, Al, you mentioned a group. What do you mean by group? Like, is there a group? Is it do you guys have like a private chat room within Instagram, or are you just talking about people who join your challenges? I'm curious of the answer to that. Wow, lots of comments. I'm going to run through these, Ameet. Bookmarked it. Yuri Bubala, Sunslager. I remember Yuri Bubala. That's right. Every PSA grade has a green arrow going up.
Yeah, yeah, true.
It was him and Fetis. Okay, here's a story on Konstantino. It was him and Fetisov left the golf outing early. It was 2 days after the Stanley Cup parade. They told Shanahan they had enough for the day. All the players had limos. They left, and then the driver passed. So the driver passed away, I think is what you're saying.
The driver passed out. It must be a second.
Passed out, hit a tree. Oh, my gosh. Crazy. $425 USD. Is that the price of the Ray Bork PSA 8 now? Must be. Maybe it was Bork getting posterized by Lemieux. I don't understand that, Paul.
I don't understand that one either.
Here's the population. There are 5 10s. So this is the Bork rookie.
Okay.
Only 5 10s, 26. Really, that's it?
Wow.
I find that hard to believe. There's only 5 PSA. Are you looking at Topps or O-Pee-Chee, Matt? I wonder, because that seems so low to me, even on 10s, and on 9s. I mean, I've been through a few of those 9s myself. I have one here. One of only 20. I mean, I hope those are right, and I hope that's the Ray Bork Pops, but that really surprises me. Not too many people have numbers retired in 2 cities like Ray.
Good point. Really good point.
Another feather in his hat for sure. And then only Wayne Gretzky is retired league-wide, I believe.
Yes.
Tiger Jordan says Boston fans celebrated Bork's Cup as if the Bruins had won it. I love that. I love that because he didn't leave there with any negativity. He left there to win a cup, and it's like I was a Winnipeg Jets fan my whole life until they left, and Teemu Selanne is my favorite hockey player of all time. And when he won his cup with Anaheim, I shed a tear for sure. I was just so happy for him.
I was happy for him too.
Like, he's one of the nicest guys to play. I met him in person a few times just at events. Such a nice guy. Oh, love Teemu. And I was so happy he won the cup. So I understand the Boston feeling. And it's different. I mean, Teemu played in Winnipeg for like 2.5 years. Ray Bork played in Boston.
He left a legacy.
I mean, he's up there with Bobby Orr in terms of all-time greats in that city, for sure.
I think that guy must be talking about tops. I'm just going to check real quick.
Please do check. Yam wants to know, what is a card or set which surprised you because it never took off? Oh, boy.
What is a card or set that surprised you because it never took off? Like, as in, it got sunset by the company, or
either, or just collectors didn't. I think or collectors just didn't take to it. For me, it's the Fleer Retro and the Fleer Showcases, and I'm only surprised in hindsight at those, because looking back now, those products in hockey produce some of the coolest cards that we've seen. And Upper Deck, and I've told, if Billy is still watching, I mean, I've told him 100 times, you got to bring back the Fleer brand. And he said, well, no, the distributors and the retailers don't want it. I said, they're going to want it. Trust me, they're going to want it. And that's how we appeal to basketball. And he said, I don't know. And I'm telling you, they're going to bring it back. I'm pretty certain they will. But to me, it's like the Fleer brand in hockey is just not something that Upper Deck believes is a winner. And I think they will see the light on that eventually, and they will put out the Fleer brand again.
Who was it that put up the stats
on the pops?
Yeah,
I'm just scrolling back right now. I don't know. So I've gone so far back I didn't see.
I would like, maybe
it was Matt. It was Matt 14K.
Maybe he can clarify, because I just did a PSA check on a number. And this is a Dearman 8, and so
Matt, what was this message about? If you don't mind letting us know, we'd love to see that, to know what that was in reference to. Which it might be up there. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to go through some more comments here quickly, Ameet.
So basically, I'm looking at a Topps Ray Bork in an 8. The population is 453 8s. What did he say? He said 67 8s.
That might have been, I don't know what that is, but maybe he'll answer us. As for Yam's question, I mean, I answered that, Yam, with the Fleer stuff. But I'd like to hear what you think. Chris says you should try to get Larocque on the show. He collects and helps run. Yeah, George Larocque played for the Oilers among maybe another team or two, and he runs a shop in Montreal. He was set up at the Summit Show in Edmonton in 2019 that I was set up to, and he had nice cards at his booth actually, and he was nice. I chatted with him a little bit. Billy says I'm a lifelong Wings fan, but Lidstrom is below or Bork, Harvey, and Pronger in my opinion. Bork's career would be like Makar Hughes replicating their 1920 season for 20 years. I like the way you put that. For me, Lidstrom,
man, that's another, like, he was a legend.
He's a legend, but I don't mean, you say below. I can see him below Orr. I can see him below Bork. I mean, Doug Harvey was Bobby Orr until Bobby Orr came along.
But and Pronger is an interesting one.
He's an interesting one too. Chris Pronger was a different player than Lidstrom though. Yeah. Like he was so big.
Him and Scott Stevens were very similar in a lot of ways, right? So,
well, Pronger was mean, but Pronger was a better player than Stevens, right? Pronger had offensive abilities, defensive ability. He was a beast. He was a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. They're both great players. I don't even know who I would pick over Pronger or Lidstrom in the times.
I can't pick.
Here's a great comment from Amtma 1126. Having a lot of people looking out for you is great. Yeah, that's with respect to when you do tell people what you're looking for. Yeah, appreciate that. Dave Jones, double-edged sword as others look for cards for you too. Yeah, hey, thanks for that. That's what I was thinking as well. Barry says the Hockey News featured Konstantinov in the top 100 defenseman magazine at 101 as an honorable mention. That's really nice of them for sure. Yeah, he was drafted 221st overall in 1989.
Well, so is Hasek. Wasn't Hasek in the third round?
Probably later.
Hasek, or was it
Datsuk was in like the last round.
Right? What? Okay.
Not too many have worn 66 since Mario. Yep.
A couple have.
31 10s. That must be, Colin must be talking about the O-Pee-Chee Ray Bork. Yam, what about Rookie Update? I thought that was a cool set, but only lasted a couple seasons. Rookie Update, where the dual autographs and all that. Yeah, that was a product that didn't take off, but I don't necessarily think it should have, is one thing I would say about that particular product.
I wasn't a fan.
The Russian 5 documentary is a must watch for hockey fans. Well, less Avalanche fans, possibly, yeah. Claude Lemieux and Chris Draper. Remember that incident? Holy crap, that was crazy. Here we go. 132 9s, 352.
Okay.
So I'm really curious. Oh, Matt is talking. Okay, hold on. Legion says bring back Fleer Showcase and dump Synergy.
I disagree. But that's me.
I like Synergy too. I'm like, bring back Fleer Showcase and keep Synergy would be my take. But again, I don't like opening Synergy. I like buying singles. Some singles from Synergy.
I'm buying singles. I'm also getting some of them graded.
I looked at O-Pee-Chee. There are only a total of 272 graded. You know what you're looking at? I know what he's looking at. He's looking at an earlier card in the set that's like a record breaker or something like that.
Yes, that makes sense.
That's what you're looking at, Matt. You're looking at a Bork card from 8081, but not his main player card. AMTMA, I feel like Fleer is way better than some of the new crap they're pumping out, like Allure. Interesting comment, because some people love Allure. I've seen people, and it's mostly non-hockey guys I see that are loving Allure.
Color, right? The colors are really nice.
Yeah.
And their die cuts.
Here, Al says, so this was answering my question I asked him before. There's a core group that is shown by our Time GVB hashtag. Those were the original player collectors, but anyone is welcome to post. Oh, that's cool. So take note of that hashtag, everybody watching. Time GVB. I'll watch for that, Al. Thank you for clarifying. Billy, I really like Topps Gold Label. It was an awesome looking set. The cardstock was pretty unique. It was a unique cardstock. I remember it.
It was an iconic one. And my favorite product, if I could ever open it up again, I would do it in a heartbeat. It was Pacific Private Stock.
Oh, private stock was cool for sure.
Like the card stock was amazing.
For sure. I do wish Fleer Retro took off. I do too. Now, I don't know if Fleer Retro is a product you want to see come out all the time, because I think it's almost meant to be once every 10 years. But then they followed up with Fleer Showcase. I'd love to see Showcase come back and model it more like a retro and hit up some more of those inserts from the 90s that we saw in basketball and baseball and hockey for that matter, that we could see again. That would be cool. Man, totally agree about Fleer Retro. Yep, both were very dirty. Karma got both. Pronger better than Stevens. Lidstrom is a different beast than those two. I agree with that. Hasek was like round 10. 10th Hasek. 10th round, 199th overall. I mean, the guy, again, in my opinion, best goaltender from a technical level of all time, and 199th overall. He was so good, and he was so quirky too. He was so fun to watch on interviews, because he just seemed so uncomfortable, but with some comedy kind of weaving throughout. Colin, what is your idea on HI? I want to shoot you a question.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Jeremy.
No, I'm sorry for. I'm gonna. That's just them talking to each other. Go ahead, show that. Oh, there's a full patch.
Yeah, that's cool. So I got that for Virtual Expo.
What player is that? Ekblad. Nice. The first overall pick, a defenseman for Florida. Very cool. Here we go. Lidstrom has 7 Norris trophies and 4 cups. How many does Pronger have? Says Jeff McMahon.
He has a friendship with what's the guy that owns the Flyers? What's his name? The owner. They're really good friends.
Vinny says Vladdy was captain in the Russian army, couldn't leave when drafted like Fedorov did. He had a wife and a daughter left around when the wall fell. Good point. Yeah. Wonder if Upper Deck will ever do a set where the parallels make an actual rainbow, since collectors refer to them all as a rainbow. Yeah, that's so like the actual like red, orange, green, blue, purple, brown, black, that kind of thing. Okay. Or RGD BIV, whatever that acronym is. I can't think of it right now. Right. Miners for 2 years back. Chris West, Hasek is the GOAT. Won Vezina after Vezina with both Patrick Waugh and Brodeur in the league. That's what I say. Yeah. Hasek is the GOAT. That's what I say. Hey, we reached the end of the comments like for the first time during the show, Ameet.
Yeah, I'm cool. If you want to go, I can go for a few more minutes. I'm good.
I'm good for a couple more minutes. We're at the hour. We're into last call, guys. When we hit past an hour on after hours, we're into last call. Yeah. So we didn't even get to overtime during the original Sports Cards Live tonight. We hit the 2 hour mark almost exactly. Yep. Oh, here we go. Barry says Irate Lidstrom is number 3, but Pronger did win the Hart Trophy as the league MVP. He's the only D-man to win it since Bobby Orr.
You know what I love? CompC Barry works at CompC, and his hockey knowledge is fairly good. So I love that there's a hockey guy at CompC. So that makes it even better. So thanks, Barry.
Yeah, Barry's going to be my guest on Sports Cards Live. Let me just find out when I'm looking at the calendar I have here. Barry Ma, November 18th. Barry is my guest, and it's the one before the Virtual Expo, and then on November 21st, that guy right there will be my guest to talk about the virtual. Well, I'll tell you guys what else is coming up here. So this Wednesday, Joel Alpert, who is like, he's Bobby Hull's agent. He's got a long history in the hobby. He'll be a fun guest. And I mean, I don't know him all that well, but I've met him a few times, and he's entertaining. I think you'll enjoy that. We're going to do a Pokemon theme episode on Halloween for Halloween. And then November 4th, I have a professional scout from the Florida Panthers joining us. And we're going to talk about kind of like what we can look for in players. If you want to scout hockey players because you're a card collector, what can you look for? Yep. And so he'll be a cool guest to have. And spoiler, he's my first cousin, so he was easy for me to get. But he's been a scout for the Panthers for 6-7 years now. And so that'll be pretty cool. His name's Richard Pollock, and I'll be having him on the show. And then we got Scott Greenberg, who's the CEO. I think he's the CEO at Starstock coming on. I got to admit, I know nothing about Starstock yet, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. If anyone out there knows and uses Starstock, feel free to let me know what you know, because I need to kind of get caught up on that. Carlos, you probably know what Starstock does. And then on After Hours that night, Chris McGill from House of Jordans will be joining me. That was a good pairing. So he'll be joining me that night. November 11th and 14th are unscheduled. I may not do shows that week because I have some training I'm going to be in, so that might be tough. It's also Remembrance Day. We got Barry Ma on the 18th. We got Ameet on the 21st. We got Tracy Hackler from Panini will be joining me November 25th. November 28th, Ken Reed from Sportsnet will be on the show. December 2nd is Brian Gray. December 5th is Joe Daly and his son Travis, one of my original LCSs, will be joining me. And then December 12th is Michael Hodges, who is from, I forget. I met him at the Industry Summit. He used to be St. Louis Sports Cards. I forget what he goes by now, but a good guy, big online presence. Should be a fun show as well. So that's what's coming up, guys. We're booked into December.
We should get Carlos. So Carlos should do a show on Starstock for you before you do yours.
Yeah,
so Carlos, you have to do a show on Starstock, and what was the other one you didn't know? Yeah, Starstock, and let's do StockX. You can do both.
Yeah, that'd be very helpful. Okay, we got more comments coming in. Billy, Darius Kasparaitis was drafted 5th overall after going through 2 drafts undrafted, the Russian factor, and that guy was a beast on the ice.
I hated Kasparaitis.
He was hateable. Mikey's back. Yeah, we're still going.
Oh yeah, right here, buddy.
We're still going hard. Good to see you back. Chris also has to carry the Czechs to a gold in the Olympics, right? Right. Jeremy, what goodies did you get at the summit? So the summit wasn't a show. The summit was really like an industry conference, but they are sending out like swag bags, and they were shipping them on Monday, I believe. So I'm up here, and it's probably going to take a couple weeks to get mine, but I'm looking forward to some good stuff. Hopefully I get enough to kind of pay the freight that I paid to go to that thing. My mistake was I was looking at 81 Peachy, not 80. There you go. So second year. Appreciate the clarification, Matt. We were trying to figure that one out.
Matt just drove up the cost and pricing of that card.
Yeah, exactly. And second year cards, they don't get the love that they used to either. That's something that people used to get so much more love, right? That time Canada took Patrick Waugh to an international event. That time. Ameet, you mentioned in the stream with Carlos, your favorite design of Topps Project 2020 is a hip-hop centric artist. Who do you who do you enjoy rap wise listening in the 90s? The Beastie Boys.
90s. EPMD. I love Public Enemy. I got EPMD was definitely top. Tribe Called Quest was good.
Yeah.
So many. Ice-T.
Two Live Crew.
I only bought their album because it was banned and people were paying top dollar for their album. So I went and bought them all in the States and brought them back up here and resold them.
Well, they had that one song, we want some.
Yeah.
I'll just blank that one out. Carlos says, I've looked into StarStock a bit. It's still early days for them, but they're getting themselves out there for sure. That's good to hear.
So Carlos, you should do a forecasting of where you think it'll be.
Well, that's good information right there. But there are people talking about them on YouTube. I see like Ziggy does his daily, and he just changed the name of his channel from just Ziggy No to Ziggy Knows Daily Sports Card Update, or Sports Cards Daily. And he talks about StarStock quite a bit. He follows them pretty closely. Woohoo for Joe, if that's Joe Thornton.
Joe Daly.
Joe Daly. Yeah, Peter, you told me to get him on. Yeah, so Joe came on, and actually Peter reminded me to reach back out to Joe, and I saw them at the industry summit. I talked to Travis during the summit, and so we got them booked on the show. Joe Daly's a wicked guy. Joe Daly played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Detroit Red Wings, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Buffalo Sabres, maybe.
So yeah.
And he's got his rookie card is from the first year of O-Pee-Chee, or the first year of O-Pee-Chee post-war in 1968. And he was my first LCS. I talked earlier that I went to Australia in the early 90s, right out of high school. And Joe Daly was someone who I spent like every Saturday in his shop in the late 80s. And when I was in Australia, I corresponded with some people back home, including Joe Daly. Like I wrote him a letter, if you can believe that, from Australia when I was there. So having him on the show will be cool because it's very nostalgic for me.
I literally when I went to Winnipeg, and because I knew you, I went specifically to his shop. I'm like, look, I came here because Jeremy sent me. And he's like, the smile went from ear to ear on his face, and we talked for a while, and it was really cool experience doing that.
His son Travis is a great dude too. Travis has been working in that shop since like 1988, 1989, maybe earlier. And I remember going in there, and Travis is like, maybe a year or two older than me, and we became pals and he never played hockey, but he's been working in the business. So now their shop, it's a card shop, but it's also like a framing store. They had to, they diversified a bit, which was really smart. Matt says StarStock is like day trading, lots of sales based off of one good performance. That's cool, though. I mean, it's a marketplace in the hobby, which it exists. I want to learn about it, so we'll have a show. We'll learn about it. Well, people that are interested, you can tune in and check it out. Legion says, "Wow, what a lineup! Something to look forward to wrap up 2020." Thank you, Legion. Yeah, had some good success at the industry summit lining up guests, and there's more to come. I've got the guy who owns Blowout is coming on the show. Thomas Fish. He's coming on the show. We just haven't firmed up the date yet, but it's happening. Nice up. Thank you very much, Tiger. Barry, did you want a prize? Did you win a prize? I did not win a prize at the summit. The main stage gave away lots of prizes. My name did not get picked out of the hat. Carlos says, regarding doing a show on StarStock, I'll think about it, but I'm planning out something on Mike Baker Authenticated first. I don't know what Mike Baker Authenticated is.
But I don't care about that. I care about the StarStock show.
Unless you're LeBron second year.
Look, LeBron third year they're selling, so.
And so is his ninth year.
Yeah.
Prison. Matt tells us Ziggy has over 2,000 cards on StarStock. So that's why he's talking about it. But so he knows about it. If you're going to use it, you're going to know about it. And maybe Ziggy would be someone good for me. And that's maybe what you're telling me is talk to Ziggy, which I might have to do. If you bring in a rookie, he is still happy to sign it. Oh, for Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is such a good dude.
I wish I knew that. I would have got it done.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy, Joe Daly, for sure. I was there. I was in Winnipeg back in, what was I there? About a year ago right now. And I went into the shop and had a good time hanging out with him for about an hour, chatting. Great guy. We're back to the end of the comments, guys. We've been going an hour 20. After hours is supposed to go for about an hour. So I'm good to pack it in for the night, unless anyone has any more comments or anything. Ameet, anything more from you? Carlos, anything out of you?
No, you should mute Amish Dave Archer while you're at it. Just mute him because this show will just keep going.
Not gonna. Well, he hasn't said anything for a while, so I can't even find him to mute him.
Okay, good. So then Carlos doesn't say anything. I think we're good. And Carlos is texting me now. Hold on a second.
What's he saying? Put it on the screen. What's he saying?
What's he saying? Let's see. Carlos is saying, "I'll save you time. StarStock is another version of ComC. Mike Baker authenticated an attempt to recertify graded card. In contrast to you, I don't care much about StarStock." Okay, so Carlos, this is now on screen. We can see it.
Well, I'm glad that it at least clarifies what Mike Baker authenticated is. And I've been hearing a bit about this where you're getting this secondary grade or the secondary like assessment of a graded card, kind of like PWCC has their special IAPL ratings. Yeah. I think Mike Baker might be. There's this new company I've seen where they put a little silver sticker at the top of the slab, like on the front of the slab, and it's basically some designation that the card is really nice for the grade or something like that. Maybe a second opinion on an autograph. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm sure Carlos knows though. Okay, a few more comments, guys, and we're going to wrap it up. So thanks everyone for joining tonight. Thanks Ameet for joining me as well. Billy says, has there been any word on 2029 rookie class? Is it just going to be Lafreniere and the playoff rookies from this season? So it's going to be more than Lafreniere. I think they got Quentin Byfield. I think they got a bunch of them. So it's going to be it's going to be good. It's going to be a good product. I do believe.
Upper Deck's confirmed the lineup already. So
look who woke up, Amish Dave.
Oh no,
still here. Glad you're still here. Matt says StarStock is great because there are no fees other than the 5% for a sale. I like that. I like knowing what that fee is. Chris West, no Instagram available for my phone. Okay, Chris, time for a new phone.
You got to get rid of the flip phone, buddy.
Time for a new phone, Chris. More peer pressure for Chris. Carlos, the concept has been tried successfully before in coins. That's why it's at least worth a quick video to discuss. Cool. StarStock only deals with rookie cards. And I heard they just added, was it football or soccer? Like they do I think I don't know. They do 2 sports and they added a third, I just heard. So I'm not sure which 2 they were doing, but Chris, do they slab a slab? I think they put a little sticker on it, kind of identifying the strength of it or something like that. Carlos knows better than I do right now, but I'm sure the StarStock as a guest it'll be a good one for the library of this show, because, if they do kind of maintain their business and they have some lasting power in the industry, it'll be nice to go back and see how they were earlier on.
I'd like to see your end of year wrap up. You should do an end of year wrap up.
Yeah, that would take a lot of work, going back to all these videos and pulling out clips and all that.
Not like that, just speaking about it. Just thinking where you progressed, right, verbally.
Yeah.
And just have a show based on that. Because actually it could fill up one of your show slots just on crowdsourcing opinions from the last 6 months of shows. Holy cow.
6 months are April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 6. We're over 6 months now doing the show. This is tonight was episode 57, and this is the 10th version of After Hours. So we've been doing After Hours for 2.5 months already. Colin, thank you very much. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. No Pokemon pickups this week for me. I don't think. Did I almost buy one? I got to check. I don't remember. I might have bought one more card. I did buy one more card. I bought one more. I'm now at, I think, my 12th or 13th card. I bought one more. I bought an Umbreon because I thought it looked really cool. And I thought it was undervalued based on my hobby instinct. Matt says so StarStock offered football, baseball, and basketball, and they just added soccer. So hockey is not yet added. And as I learned from eBay at the industry summit, soccer has surpassed hockey in terms of, I think, total dollars transacted on eBay, which is kind of disappointing to hear from a hockey perspective. The Sports Cards Live Christmas special. Yeah, we could definitely do the holiday special.
I just had this visual of you wearing a Christmas hat with the SCL logo on it.
Yeah, probably won't catch me in a Christmas hat, but you might catch me doing a show then for sure. I like this one. Sports Cards Live. Where are they now? Hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious. What does Dave say? Solid show, guys. Help me get through the 2010 season of Josh Johnson cards at a count of over 19. See, that's the beautiful thing about some of these shows, right? You don't have to be totally focused on these shows. I put on YouTube shows when I'm sorting my cards too. You know, it's great background noise because it feels like you're hanging out with your friends, even though they're just talking to themselves, really. For sure. Holiday special, Carlos. PC in these uncertain days. Sports Cards Live, where are they now? Lots of collectors underestimate how popular and long-lasting Pokemon is. I believe Pokemon will last longer than most things.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. This was fun. Really fun after hours episode. Appreciate everyone joining us. Sports Cards Live, New Year's Spectacular. Yeah, who wants to bring in New Year's with Carson Daly now? Let's bring it in with Sports Cards Live.
Card ball drop.
Is a what?
Card ball drop.
Card ball drop. That's not a. Maybe we'll do if I don't have any New Year's plans. Maybe we'll just stream live on New Year's. We'll get all you guys on. So we'll do it together.
We need an animated GIF. We need an animated GIF. Like come out that way.
I want all you guys that are regular viewers on the show to join me. I can get 10 people on this screen at one time. So we'll get 10 of us. We'll all come on and we'll just hang out on New Year's. It can just be kind of a go around and chit chat sort of thing. Legion, thank you so much as always. 2 hours isn't too long. Take a look at the runtime on Kanye West Rogan episode that posted today. Oh boy, how long is that? Dave, I actually compared the 99 Pokemon set to the 86-87 Fleer NBA set with Carlos the other night. And what did you guys come up with? Like in terms of market cap or sales volume, like population of grade? What did you got? I'll just
actually talk about
4 hour plus stream on New Year's Eve. Yeah, we could do that. Dave, we got to get you. I mean, we'll get all of us on there. I mean, I'm saying I don't mean to be greedy and say we do it on my channel, but I'm offering it up since this is what we're talking about it. But it could be on anybody's channel, really, too, for sure. You can count down. Where'd that go? Oh, you can count down using card serial numbers.
Oh, I like that.
98. Yeah, that would be funny. Jordan equals Charizard. Yeah, or not quite even. I mean, Charizard PSA 10 sell for more than Jordan PSA 10 rookies. Like double, if not more. Carlos says he has looking at some of the stars of the basketball set versus Pokemon, a decent comparison for a random. Yeah, that would be a really interesting conversation. I'm going to go back and watch that one maybe tonight. Glad you guys mentioned that. And that was on Dave's channel, right? And guys, I mean, there's so many other content providers in here. I'm going to run through. I'm going to let you know. So check out, if you haven't yet, check out Because I'm Carlos on YouTube. Check out Amish Dave Archer. Check out Cardboard Nostalgia.
Yeah,
I'm looking through here to see who else I know that does videos. I see a lot of you guys that are in here, but I for example, Matt 14. I'm sorry, I don't know if you do videos on YouTube yourself, or I'd say you did. Like guys like Legion, I don't think you do, but if you do, check out these guys' channels. It's about as high up as I can go right now. Okay. So many Pokemon cards got played with and trashed, right? That's true that. All right, we got to let Ameet go to bed. It's late where he is. Good night, Ameet. Thank you for joining. Everybody else, I'm going to end this and say thank you all for joining. This was fun, and we'll see you all back on Wednesday. There were even bootleg cards not even a year after they were released. Pokemon, how popular it was, right? So, yep. All right, guys.
All right, boys. It's been fun.
Ameet, thanks, buddy. See you soon.
Yep. Always.
Okay. Get out of here. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to stay on for 2 more minutes.
Okay. Cheers, yeah.
Okay. Talk to you later, buddy. Paul, good night to you. Oh, Carlos, your stream with Dave. There's actually a chapter to skip ahead to the Pokemon talk. Awesome. I'm going to watch that. Thank you so much. Chris, good to see you tonight. Thanks for popping in. Oh, last call's taken off my head. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we got people watching, but I'm gonna hang up now, guys. Thank you so much for viewing. This was a great night. I had a ton of fun, and we'll see you all again back here soon, next Wednesday, next Saturday, and